All right, here's the next part. For number 7, it says, what is the slope? Remember, slope is also known as M, and we determine it by rise over run, or we use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So when we come here and we go up and then right to go from one point to the next, and we have to ask ourselves, how many units did we rise by, right? And it appears that we rose by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So we rose by 14, and then we go right by 1, 2, 3, 4. So our slope is 14 over 4, but that simplifies to 7 over 2, or 3.5 is our answer here. Number 8 says the graph shows how the volume of a gas sample the volume of a gas sample changes as the temperature changes and the pressure remains constant. Which of these best represents the rate of change in the volume of the gas sample with respect to the temperature? Now, it's saying a lot here, but the main thing we need to focus on is the fact that it asks for the rate of change, which means slope. We're given this graph, so we need to find 2 points on the graph and then determine the slope. All right, so I have this point here. So since we're counting, we need to figure out what we're counting by here. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is counting by 5s. This will be 5, 10, 15, and that's 20. And this is counting by 1s. So this is 21, 22, 23, 24, then 25. So this first point is 522. All right, that's 522. And then here's another point about right here, which is 25, 30. So that's point 30, 24. So remember, to find the slope, we can use rise over run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I go up 2, that's my change in y, and I go right 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So my slope appears to be 2 over 25, which it doesn't seem like we see that here. However, if we are to simplify this into maybe decimal form, we will come to that it's closest to G. All right, because this is the same as 1 over 12.5. And this is closest to this answer. Remember how I come up with that? Change this to a decimal and tell me what you get. And then change this to a decimal and tell me what you get. Okay? Number 9 says, what is the slope of the line that passes through the points 26, 7 and negative 39, 12? All right, we're going to label x1, y1 here, x2, y2 here. Note we're asked for the slope. So we take 12 minus 7 divided by negative 39 minus 26. This becomes 5 over, appears to be negative 65. So this simplifies to negative 1 over 13. All right. And if you don't know how to do that, just remember you can change this to a decimal and then change these answers to decimals to see if which one is the same. And the answer is A. Number 10. One type of redwood tree has an average height of 65 feet when it is 20 years old. If the tree is more than 20 years old, the average height can be modeled by the function h equals 1.95 times a minus 20 plus 65, where a is the age of the tree in years. What is the rate of which with respect to the growth? This is saying rate of change, slope. Note that this tree is being modeled by this equation here. This should remind you of a previous problem where what we need to do here is take h equals 9.5 times a minus 20 plus 65, and note which form is this similar to. It is closest to point slope form. All we have to do is subtract 65 from both sides here. And then we have h minus 65 equals 1.95 times a minus 20. And then we really have it in point slope form. Remember, point slope form, that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're looking for the rate of change, which is slope. So here we go. That's our m, and 1.95 stands in that spot. So our answer is B. All right, our answer is B. Number 11 says the table shows the cost of a 12-inch pizza for a different number of toppings. What is the rate of change? Rate of change, people. Rate of change. That means we got to choose 2 points and find the slope. This is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So to find the slope, because that's what rate of change means, we take 19.20 minus 17.35 divided by 2 minus 1. And what do we end up with? Well, we need a calculator. All right, and this is 19.2 minus 17.35. That's 1.85 divided by 2 minus 1, which is 1. So our rate of change is 1.85. And it says, what does it mean? Well, remember, y represents the cost. And we see the cost is increasing. So basically, for each topping, extra topping, it costs $1.85. $1.85 for each topping. That's what this means. All right, now number 12. What is the slope of the function negative 6x minus 2y equals 8? Well, this is standard form. And we're being asked for the slope. If we look in our notes at standard form, to determine slope in standard form, we take our negative a and divide by b. So remember, standard form is ax plus by equals c. So a in this situation is negative 6, b is negative 2, c is 8. So we take the negative of a, so that's positive 6, and divide it by negative 2, giving us a result of negative 3. So the slope of this here equation is negative 3, which is G.